Now let's look at emotionally immature adults. Emotionally immature adults. So these are people who are operating from their lower nature. Now we have the higher nature and the lower nature. So here, like this, yes, lower nature, that's your lower self. This is higher self. So from the lower self, someone operating from the lower self, they have low emotional intelligence. So what did they do? They constantly find fault. They find fault. They're narcissists. They blame everybody. They blame everybody and everything except themselves. They do not take responsibility for their action. They are accountable for no one, and they are self-centered. A parent that operates at this level, that parent practice what is called parentification. Parentifi, Parentification. What does that mean? They take the place, the position of, this is the child. Let's say this is C, the child. This is the parent P. So they swap position. They become here, the child come here. So they take position of the child while the child takes the position of the parent. They want their children to be responsible for their happiness, for their joy. They want their children to shoulder their responsibility. The child's shoulder is not meant to carry adults' problem. Their problem they are having with their colleague at work, they'll just come and bombard the child with their problem. That is not the child's responsibility. You are making them feel anxious. You're making them afraid to face the real world by bringing your problems to them. Your problem is your problem, it is not their problem. So someone operating at the lower self, they have low emotional intelligence, and they use immature languages. Yeah, what are these immature languages? Immature languages like, your head is not correct, you're stupid, can't you see? Every time you kept doing all these things, all these are immature languages that people who operate from this level, that is what they do. But when you are operating from the higher self, when you're operating for the higher self, is love. You love a child without condition. You love a child unconditionally, and you will take responsibility for your behavior and your action. You take responsibility for them. You're not going to find faults in people. You're going to find solution. Whenever you're looking at a child, you're not looking at the fault. You're looking at a child that needs help. You're looking at a child that you can support when you're operating at the higher self. So these are the difference between people operating from the higher self and lower self. The lower self, according to the scripture, the Bible says, put to death your old self that made you live as you used to. That old self is this lower self, because it does not act from love. It's from hate, envy, greed, selfishness. This is the operation of this lower self. So aggressive. Every little thing, they just get angry. They just angry at everyone and everything. Everybody is at fault. I keep saying this part. This is the work of people operating from their lower self. In short, they don't have emotional, like high emotional intelligence. So therefore, what you need is to work on your emotion, because your calmness determines the child calmness. Whenever the child is throwing tantrums, it doesn't mean that you should start shouting. When you are shouting when the child is throwing tantrum, you're not teaching the child anything. But when the child is throwing tantrums and you are calm, the child will learn from your kindness. Because the child mind is like a sponge. It absorbs your word and it absorbs your emotions. So if you're a parent out there, start operating from the higher self. Although we want to do a training on a course, a 5 course on emotional intelligence. So our advice, register for that course and learn. And if you're a person that wants to get better with your life, also register. Because operating at this level keeps you small. Because people operating here always try to keep other people small. Yeah, they find fault in you. If you want to do something better, they make sure that you don't do it. They keep you small. So if you are hanging around people operating here, try to leave them. How do you do that? Stop oversharing anything about your life to them, and make sure you detach from them emotionally, and don't take what they say personally, because you already know these guys are operating from the lower self. So this is just a short clip on the difference between low emotional intelligence and high emotional intelligence, the lower self and the higher self. Just follow me. More teaching are coming. My name is Tian Andeyan. Thank you.